Goku decided to explain why he hid his newest transformation. He had a plan. I'm going to show you all this now, so without further delay, let's go. Since the first awakening of Ultra Instinct during the Tournament of Power, Goku has reached a level of power that surpasses anything ever seen in Universe 7. In his complete Ultra Instinct form, or Mastered Ultra Instinct, Goku's body moves on its own, reacting to danger perfectly, without the need for conscious thought. His movements become automatic, instinctive, almost divine, and this places him on a level that even the gods of destruction respect. However, this much-admired form also brought a problem. It did not fit perfectly with Goku's nature. Ultra Instinct requires a completely serene state of mind, almost devoid of emotions. And for a Saiyan warrior, driven by impulses, passion for combat, and especially by emotions, this philosophy comes into direct conflict with his essence. During the Granola Saga, this became even clearer. Goku was already able to master Ultra Instinct in its complete form, with silver hair, bright eyes, and a divine aura. However, despite all this technical perfection, he was constantly overcome by situations in which his natural Saiyan instinct, his anger or desire to protect someone, manifested itself with force, which clashed with the emotional control required by the angelic technique. It was in this arc that Goku began to reflect more deeply on what it really means to use Ultra Instinct. Whis, his celestial mentor, gave him the essential tip. Each angel masters Ultra Instinct in a unique way. Whis does not fight in the same way as his father, the Grand Minister. Each one adapts the technique to their own style, to their identity. Goku then realizes that perhaps he should not just imitate the angels, but rather find his own version of Ultra Instinct. This process culminated in the birth of the so-called True Ultra Instinct, a form in which Goku is able to use the principles of Ultra Instinct without abandoning his emotions. Unlike the forced serenity of complete Ultra Instinct, True Ultra Instinct is a fusion of technique and emotion, of angelic discipline and the fiery spirit of the Saiyan. In this form, Goku's gaze changes, his expressions show feelings, and he no longer represses his anger or desire to protect. And this is exactly where the path opens to something even greater, a next stage of this hybrid evolution. If True Ultra Instinct allows Goku to fight using his emotions, why not combine it with his more ferocious nature? That's right, we're talking about the fusion of Ultra Instinct with Super Saiyan. We're talking about the birth of the legendary Golden Ultra Instinct. Golden Ultra Instinct would be Goku's definitive form, where the instinctive power of Ultra Instinct merges with the emotional explosion of Super Saiyan. Imagine the instinctive tranquility of an angel combined with the warrior fury of a Saiyan god. Golden hair and silver eyes, an aura that oscillates between celestial hues and flaming gold. The form would not require emotional neutrality, but rather absolute control over one's feelings, allowing Goku to use his anger and compassion as fuel, not obstacles. Technically, this would mean that Goku would no longer rely on an empty mind. Instead, he would reach a state where emotions cease to be noise and become part of the symphony of combat itself. He would not fight with his body reacting alone, but with every fiber of his soul involved in the fight. This would create a unique style of combat where the unpredictability and warmth of Saiyan's heart would be combined with the coldness and perfection of an angel. It is a direct response to the limitations Goku has faced so far. During the fight against Gas, for example, even with True Ultra Instinct, he was still fine-tuning this internal fusion. But if this new form is truly perfected, he will cease to be an imitator of angels and become a warrior who transcends both divine and mortal definitions. A being that represents the pinnacle of the Saiyan race and at the same time carries the most sacred technique of the angelic hierarchy. Another important point is that this new form would not only resolve Goku's internal conflict, but could also be a direct response to the growing threat that is approaching, Frieza Black. Frieza's new form has proven to be more powerful than Vegeta's complete Ultra Instinct and Ultra Ego combined. Given this, the only way to reach or surpass this level would be through an unprecedented and revolutionary transformation like the Golden Ultra Instinct. The Golden Ultra Instinct would represent the end of the dichotomy between emotional Goku and divine Goku. It would represent the character's definitive maturity, a Goku who learned from the angels, from the gods, but who never stopped being himself. A warrior who smiles when fighting, who gets angry at injustice, and who still manages to react perfectly on the battlefield, not despite his emotions, but because of them. This evolution would also open the way for a new type of narrative within the Dragon Ball universe. After all, Goku has always been driven by overcoming limits. And now, After years of seeking external powers, the Super Saiyan God, Ultra Instinct, the techniques of the angels, he can finally look within himself and realize that true strength lies in the fusion of everything he is. A Saiyan, a disciple of the gods, and above all, a warrior with a pure heart. If this path is truly followed, Ultra Instinct Gold will not only be a new transformation, it will be the symbol that Goku, after all the wars, losses, and learning, has found his true self. A state where power does not come from emptiness, but from fullness. With the emergence of true Ultra Instinct, Goku has finally begun to walk a more authentic path. For the first time, he wasn't just trying to fit into a celestial mold, but adapting a divine technique to his pure Saiyan nature. This shift is crucial because it marks a break from what we've seen before, a move away from the idea that to reach the pinnacle of power, he had to suppress what had always driven him, his emotions, his passion to fight, his will to protect. Now, with this new perspective, Goku can harness the best of his race and his unique experience with the gods. A Saiyan's nature is volatile, unpredictable, but also incredibly powerful when channeled correctly. Goku spent years trying to adapt to traditional Ultra Instinct, forcing his mind to remain calm in the midst of chaos, but that's not who he is. He's not a being of constant inner peace, like Whis or Maris. He's a warrior whose strength blossoms in moments of crisis, of loss, of protection. A Saiyan's rage, when controlled, is a weapon sharper than any refined technique. And that is precisely the secret: control, not repression. Goku can feel anger, fear, happiness, or sadness, and still keep his body in an instinctive state. He no longer needs to empty his heart, instead he needs to fill it with purpose. And this opens the door to the development of a combat style that uses the heat of emotions to fuel instinct, something that not even angels possess. With this, Goku not only becomes stronger, but also more unpredictable. Complete Ultra Instinct followed almost mathematical patterns of efficiency, perfect but standardized movements. By mixing instinct with emotion, Goku introduces chaos into order. His blows can now contain unexpected variations, quick decisions guided by both technique and feeling. It is the birth of a warrior who is both intuitive and emotional, something unique in the multiverse. This combination also allows him to take better advantage of the Saiyan transformations, something that traditional Ultra Instinct prevented. Goku never used Super Saiyan in conjunction with Ultra Instinct because the explosive emotions of one form directly interfered with the serenity of the other. But with this new emotional approach to Ultra Instinct, he can channel the raw power of Saiyan forms, such as Super Saiyan 3 or even Blue, and intertwine them with absolute instinct. Imagine, for example, Goku accessing Ultra Instinct Gold, where his hair may remain gold with silver tones or oscillate between the two, and during combat, using the fury of his Saiyan heritage to increase his reaction speed, predict the enemy's movements, or launch devastating attacks that no angel or god of destruction could foresee. He would literally be mixing divine instinct with the primitive and explosive nature of the most dangerous warrior race in the universe. This also represents a philosophical advance for the character. Goku never wanted to be a god. He does not seek authority, divinity, or reverence. All he has ever wanted was to fight powerful opponents and protect those he loves. Ultra Instinct Gold, as an extension of true Ultra Instinct, would be a form of inner mastery, not an attempt to become something he is not. Instead of transforming into an angel, Goku transforms into the pinnacle of what a Saiyan can be. And this changes the narrative for the future. Goku may eventually become a bridge between gods and mortals, not by carrying pure divine power, but by having harmonized divine power with his mortal warrior essence. This would make him someone who understands both sides of existence, technique and emotion, pure instinct, and the fury of the heart. In addition, this new version of Goku would serve as a new parameter for the Saiyans of the future. Gohan, for example, with his beast form, also relies on a breaking of mental boundaries, where he accepts who he is without denying his Saiyan blood. Broly, on the other hand, struggles to control his impulses. If Goku shows that it is possible to master instinct with emotion, perhaps he will serve as an example for his companions to also follow this path, creating a new generation of warriors who no longer need to choose between being an angel or a monster. This integration even opens up a new opportunity to explore new techniques. Perhaps Goku will develop variations of Ultra Instinct based on specific emotional states, an instinct of fury, a form of protection, or even an instinct of compassion, each of them maintaining the reactive basis of Ultra Instinct, but guided by specific feelings that expand its capabilities in the field. And of course, this form would be perfect for confronting enemies like Frieza Black, whose malice and sadism become unpredictable even to divine eyes. Only a warrior who understands emotions in their entirety could anticipate or react to the instinctive cruelty of a villain like him. Traditional Ultra Instinct does not see the enemy as a person, only as a threat. The new Goku sees both, and because of that he can defeat him. Ultimately, harnessing the Saiyan nature within Ultra Instinct isn't just a tactical advantage, it's a spiritual evolution. Goku will no longer be trying to fit into a system, he'll be creating his own. And perhaps when that moment comes, he'll not only be the strongest in the universe, but also the most complete. This new transformation, Ultra Instinct Gold, may be exactly what Goku needs to face the imminent threat of Black Frieza, whose strength has already surpassed all known parameters in the universe. Frieza isn't just powerful, he's calculating, cruel, and unpredictable. Traditional Ultra Instinct, even when fully developed, relies on emotional neutrality and passive reading of movements. Against an enemy who acts outside of logic, motivated by hatred and a desire for revenge, only a Goku who understands and uses his own emotions will be able to keep up with Frieza's cold and unstable madness. Black Frieza represents the opposite of Goku in every way. While Goku seeks to overcome himself through fighting and self-knowledge, Frieza seeks absolute control and the destruction of anyone who challenges him. Ultra Instinct Gold can break the cycle of predictability and give Goku the edge he needs. In this form, he becomes more than a technical fighter, he becomes an unpredictable and emotional force, exactly the kind of energy capable of breaking through Frieza's strategic coldness. Instinct combined with fury, compassion, and hope may be the only thing Frieza cannot manipulate or predict. Furthermore, it is quite possible that Frieza has studied Ultra Instinct and Ultra Ego. He is intelligent and has had plenty of time to understand how to combat these forms. But Ultra Instinct Gold would be something entirely new, not taught by the angels, not inherited from the gods of destruction, but created by Goku. An evolution based on his individuality and unpredictability. This means that, for the first time, Frieza will face a power he could not have anticipated, a style that was not taught but forged from Goku's fighting spirit. That is why this new stage could be the deciding factor in the final battle against Black Frieza. A Goku who accepts his origins, his instincts, and his feelings as weapons and not weaknesses is a complete Goku, not just in the name of the transformation, but in the deepest sense of the word. And a complete warrior is the worst threat a tyrannical emperor can face. After all, while Frieza fights for dominance, Goku will fight with everything he is and everything he loves by his side, and in that moment, the entire universe will be able to witness the true limit of a Saiyan with the power of a god and the heart of a hero. But comment on what you thought of all this, and don't forget to like. Thank you very much for all your support, and see you next time.